Thursday night, it is a much quieter night than what we saw just about 24 hours ago, whereas we were on the air for the better part of 6 hours straight. Not the case for tonight. Again, good news out there for now as we see much quieter conditions. We do have the possibility of more storms down to the south of the News 12 viewing area into the next day or so. But for right now, what we're looking for is mainly just quiet conditions for the most part. Again, into next week, we see the potential of some more showers and thunderstorms coming on through. If you are just joining us, welcome to the show. For those of you who have never been here before, welcome to News 12 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. Give me just 2 seconds here to make certain that we are going through and everything is working properly. I want to make certain that's all taken care of because, unfortunately, I don't want anybody to be left out at this point in time. There we go. Okay, so we are good to go. It is Thursday evening. Watching again well back to the west for the potential of maybe some more storms here, but diving south of us in the News 12 viewing area for this evening. So I think we should be doing okay for tonight. Although if you look south later on this evening, we could be looking at the potential of some more areas of thunderstorms. Could be some lightning in the sky down to our south. We'll see how well that works out. Again, it is Thursday evening. 24 hours ago, we were already had been on the air for an hour and a half by the time we record this from last night. We again do not have anything going on to worry about for right now. We could be seeing again the potential for some more problems coming up. This is our online video weather blog. We weren't able to do it for the last couple of nights because of severe weather, including tornadoes in the area. We'll take a look at the damage reports from around this area of the country. We'll also take a look at those damage reports that you call in to the authorities or that are reported by the authorities out there, the sheriff, police, ambulance, fire, anything like that that gets called back into dispatch. If you see something around your area, if you have tree damage, if you have house building damage, if you have anything like that, National Weather Service could use that information, and we'll show you more about that coming up here in just a little bit, so stay tuned for more there. I want to thank one of our viewers, first off, for a beautiful view from the late part of April. Nice sunset with what looks like maybe some virga dropping down out of the clouds. Wayne Carpenter in Decatur, thank you very much for our Thursday weather window picture of the day, brought to you by Langley Roofing. Again, if you have a picture, we'd love to see them. Email them to us. Drop them to the comment sections of our social media pages. We'll pick them up from there, again, with the description or a location, if you would be so kind. Or go to the brand new section of our website, wdef.com/photos, to both drop your pictures off and see what everybody else is submitting for the Langley Roofing weather window picture of the day. We did manage to pick up a healthy dollop of rainfall, and that managed to bring us well back over where we need to be, right spot on for the year. So we are back up to normal on rain after 1.6 inches. We are now well ahead for the month of May by 2 1/3 inches, so very good news there. Just above normal on the temperatures for today by only a few degrees. Came within 10 of a record high, which hasn't been broken since the spring of 1936. That was a very hot year. 1960, the record low temperature of 35 degrees last set in Chattanooga way back when. Going to be seeing some quiet conditions into tomorrow, so if you do have any plans for outdoors, patchy fog in the morning could be a bit of a problem, and into the rest of the forecast, sunny, windy, not looking at wind advisory territory, but it will be a little breezy out there, which means, again, for anything outdoors, taking a hike, going canoeing, kayaking, or trying to hit a golf ball around the golf course, those winds could lead to a couple of slices or hooks, but temperatures will be good, and after that fog burns off, we should be looking at a very beautiful day coming up. I want to check the traffic real quick. We had a pretty good accident taking place in and around the area of the 7524 junction. Not seeing any problems there at this time, so it looks like everything is moving along quite nicely. Last night at this point, we had some pretty good amounts of thunderstorms rolling through, soaking much of the area. Tennessee Aquarium, Chattanooga weather webcam, live view around and north of Aquarium Way, looking back toward the aquarium buildings and parking lots themselves. not too many folks out and about on a Thursday evening. A few folks out there crossing the road, but other than that, not really too much to be seen, and things should be staying relatively quiet for now. Taking a look at the big picture, we do have the potential of some storms sliding to our south, starting off way back over to the west and southwest of us. That, again, is where we're seeing the situation at hand, to where the storms will begin here. The yellow boxes are what we see in the way of severe thunderstorm watches. Red indicates tornado watches, and most of those have gone by the wayside. Still a tornado watch back into portions of Texas, but anything between Texas and western Georgia, that's going to be the prime area for the possibility of some thunderstorms right around Birmingham and into and around the area of Tuscaloosa and Montgomery. That's where we're seeing some severe thunderstorm warnings taking place, but that is several counties to the south of the News 12 viewing area counties. DeKalb and Jackson counties last night, 7 or 8 separate tornado warnings over 6 hours. That was rather a lot of activity going on. Actually, those right there, that's what's left over from our thunderstorms from last night, moving off the coast into the Atlantic. So this is what's left of all that activity, and for right now, the best potential of anything else happening will be mainly to our south and west. Again, some of that activity could get a little bit closer to our area overnight into very early tomorrow morning. But again, for right now, most of that activity is going to be staying well down and to the south of us. And again, hopefully we stay that way for now. We are going to be getting in some very nice dry air. So we are going to be looking at the possibility of some drier air. You can see way up here underneath the banner, clouds in that arc shape coming on down. That is our next cold front. We do still have some clouds coming in from the west. So we'll see some cloud cover tonight from these storms. You can see those billowing clouds making their way back up to the north and east. So south and west of Chattanooga, got some clouds there, and more clouds coming in from the west. So we do have some cloud cover tonight. Main problem for tonight is going to be the potential of fog across the area. So that could be a bit of a slowdown into very early tomorrow morning. So please consider that before you head out the door, and make certain that you are going to be on the safe side there. I'm trying to find the fog graphic back. It looks like I might have deleted it, so I'll have to hold it. Here we go. Guess I did not delete it. So here we go, taking a look overnight through News 12 at 11. Best possibility looks like, first of all, in the higher elevations of north central Georgia, and then overnight, that's about the best potential right now, according to what we see in the way of fog and visibility reports here. So north central Georgia, east of Dalton and Calhoun, that looks to be the worst. Down to the north of Georgia in the hills there, could be looking at some problems going down well on down to the south of us, so that could be a bit of an issue into very early tomorrow morning. I've got to go ahead and step things up here. We got a lot to talk about, and we do have, again, the potential, got to get done by 10 o'clock as Andrew Harrison comes in here on Thursdays to tape some stuff for the weekend. Looking down to the south of us, we do have, again, some areas of showers and thunderstorms right along that front that has just passed through, escorting in some of that drier air coming in from the west. So we will be looking at that continuing, heading down from central Canada off the Canadian Rockies, pushing that front back to the east, and then right along this area here is where the thunderstorms are going to be located. As that front goes away from us, we'll be looking for less potential of showers and thunderstorms anytime soon. So getting rid of all this will give us more of this coming down from the north, and that means some very nice conditions right on into Mother's Day weekend. For tonight, temperatures by tomorrow morning, 50s and 60s. Again, showers could be just to our south. So Atlanta, Birmingham, Starkville, Montgomery, that is where we could be seeing some showers there. That front continues down to the south, keeps things dry and nice, beautiful temperatures for Friday afternoon and some drier air there. We have another front on approach coming down from the north. So a cool start to Saturday morning, a beautiful Saturday afternoon. In a very dry atmosphere, the computer will throw in, if there's anything in the way of clouds in a very dry surrounding area, the computer throws in rain chances because it looks like there's a potential of that being the highest amount of moisture out there. I doubt we're going to be seeing anything in the way of rain on Saturday or Sunday. Maybe a few passing clouds with that front, but beyond that, not much of anything else. Excuse me. 7 o'clock Sunday morning, temperatures back in the lower to mid 50s, maybe even a few mid to upper 40s out there. And into Sunday afternoon, high pressure bringing in dry air from the north. Beautiful conditions, so looking good to get mom out for a good lunch or dinner treat there. High pressure moves east of us on Monday. The winds turn from, again, this is a clockwise circulating system in the northern hemisphere. So as this goes east, winds turn around from the south, and notice back to the west, we have more moisture coming on through, and that'll increase as we go into Monday afternoon and evening. So going to work and school, coming back from the weekend, that is where we see the best potential of showers and thunderstorms back to the west of us, but then that heads our way as we get into the course of the next several days as we go after the weekend. So it looks like we've got this timed out pretty perfectly. The weekend looks good. The end of the weekend into next week is where we are looking at the potential for some more showers and thunderstorms coming back into the mix. So that is where we see some very nice conditions for now. Let's go ahead and time things out for you. Taking a look on the EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam Network page at Island Cove Marina and Resort. Beautiful conditions out there, less in the way of cloud cover. I believe the International Space Station either is just about to fly over or already has. Patchy fog into tomorrow morning. And again, temperatures very mild for the next few days. Gets warmed up a little bit to close to normal, just above normal as we go toward Wednesday. But toward the end of the weekend next week, showers and thunderstorms could be a possibility for the time frame that we go from Monday into about Thursday of next week. The good news on the Storm Prediction Center from National Weather Service, from Monday through next Thursday, no indication of anything involving severe weather. So that is very good news to see at this time. It's going to be a little windy tomorrow after that fog burns off, and then less in the way of clouds, more sunshine coming up, and that is going to be giving us the potential for a beautiful weekend. Great to get outdoors as things dry out by just a little bit. A lot of cleanup efforts going on in the course of the last several days. Let's take a quick look at what happened last night. The information that we had showed in the red, we did manage to pick up again. Okay, National Weather Service, this is brand new information here. Excuse me, the National Weather Service in Huntsville storm survey conducting and concluded that an EF2 tornado moved through parts of Henniger, Alabama. That's 3 miles south of Pisgah, Alabama. So again, let me get that over there so everybody can see that. Tornado came through that particular area. It looks like it was a weak tornado, again, EF2, but that is where we saw that tornado touchdown last night around Henniger. And all the rest of these, the bent trees indicate possible trees over or wind damage. And the houses with the blue logos, the blue beneath it, that is flash flooding taking place. And, of course, hail, reporting some areas getting into and around 3-inch hail in some locations in the News 12 viewing area. But according to what we see here, the only thing we've got in the way of a tornado touchdown was around Henniger, Alabama, and that, again, an EF2 size tornado. So we do have a confirmation from the National Weather Service regarding what happened there. So not seeing anything like that for tonight. Now, with those storm reports, and if you do have storm reports, it's great that we call them in here to the National Weather Service is where we really want to be able to see what goes on. And here's the reason why: because of the fact that the information you provide, it's a form of citizen science. And basically what you're doing, if the National Weather Service makes a forecast and shows that the storm goes one direction, but the debris field shows that something else happened, that information that you provide can help the National Weather Service, meteorologists, climatologists, researchers, and forecasters study why their forecast didn't match up with what actually happened. So using Huntsville National Weather Service as an example, if you go to their current hazards page and go in that drop-down menu, you'll see Submit a Storm Report. Now, across the area, again, with the National Weather Service, if you go to these pages, The best thing to do is to find out where you are located in which county. So you can zoom in to the areas here, click on about where your county is. The National Weather Service we have 4 of them covering this particular area. So if you would like to donate your information, it's a good opportunity to do so. Again, National Weather Service, Peachtree City, Georgia. Current hazards, submit a storm report, and then there's several ways to get the information to them in North Georgia. So if you live in North Georgia, Northeast Alabama, Western North Carolina, or areas of Southeast Tennessee, the National Weather Service could use your information, so please tally that and move it along, and that could help with research down the line that you may not know about, but your information could really help out on that. Our friend in roofing.com poll of the day from the World Meteorological Organization: heat waves are becoming faster and more widespread killers. The heat of summertime, whatever hemisphere you're in, can be a killer, especially in which areas? Rural, small cities, or large cities? 80% of you said large cities, and yes, that is exactly where the main threat is. If you'd like to see more about these polls, go to wdef.com/vote now and take a look at what we have to offer there, and you'll be able to see more about what is going on and cast your ballot. We'd love to be able to see what you're thinking, so please participate in our polls when you have time. We'd love to be able to see more about that. One last thing before we hand it over to Andrew Harrison and the recordings going on here. It is Hurricane Preparedness Week. Several topics to study. Again, yes, we are not located near an ocean or a sea technically, but we are close enough to where we could get hit by leftover storms. So for right now, if you'd like to know more about how to get ready for hurricane season, NOAA, NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA.gov/hurricane-prep. This is important because if you're traveling to an area that could get a hurricane, you want to be in a mode of knowing more about the storms before they happen, because the last thing you want to do is be heading for vacation where a hurricane might be heading your direction. And if that's the case, you do not want to be stuck there. You want to heed the warnings. You want to obey the authorities. Get out of there. Be safe. It's one of the best things you can possibly do for your own safety. And this is expected to be a very, very just unheard of busy season. If the forecast continues, it's going to be very interesting to see what actually happens. So we're going to have to watch this season very, very carefully out there. All right, time is just about 10 o'clock Eastern time. We've got to vacate the studios for some recording to go on. So I'm going to turn it back over to the studio crew here for a little bit. I'll have more coming up on News 12 at 11. We'll have more with Chip Chapman on your weekend forecast bright and early tomorrow morning. That's Friday morning at 5 a.m. Eastern. And, of course, you can find out more at our website, wdef.com/weather. Questions, concerns, complaints, if you absolutely must, Onek at wdef.com. Quick shout-outs. Thank you, Chip Chapman, for coming in very early very early this morning to help out. Didn't have to do that. Really appreciate that you did. Thank you very much for getting up a couple hours early and helping out. And a very, very big thank you to the News 12 studio production crew. Some of the best people I've ever worked with. They kept me supplied with cold drinking water last night. And when you talk for nearly 6 hours straight, you need that type of help. So thank you guys in the production department. Really do appreciate that. That'll wrap it up from here, live and direct from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee on Thursday, the 9th of May. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. Stay tuned for more with News 12 into Friday on air and online.